That right there is a book I made. It's based off of a game called Myst, and this is a present for a friend of mine who introduced me to the game. In the game, when you open up like these books, specifically like a red or a blue one, they have a little screen in them. But here, I decided to make a puzzle book but out of Lego because I don't know how to 3D print or do any of that stuff. So I just did it primarily out of Lego. So as you can see here, there's a little power cord coming out. I'll talk to him a little bit more about some of the issues I had with this project. But yeah, you pull on the red ribbon and you can take out the actual unit, the little puzzle box, and set that aside. So here is the actual Lego puzzle box that I made and designed. I tried to kind of integrate it into the hollow out book. So with the same kind of color, the grooves to represent the paper. We'll take a closer look in a bit. But yeah, this includes the Lego pieces, a Raspberry Pi Zero, an audio card for the speaker, and a screen. No batteries. It's part of the problem that I had with this project, but yeah, let's take a closer look at this. So here's the Lego puzzle box. There's a sliding puzzle in the center, a couple of tile pieces on the bottom, a axle pin right there, a button that connects to the Raspberry Pi, which actually integrated really well with the bricks. But yeah, so you can move these sliding puzzle pieces pretty well. They kind of tend to get stuck, but there is a small key, like a little axle, that's hidden under one of them. And when you put it into the slot and then turn it, these little panels come out from the bottom. So on the panels, there's these letters, and they kind of target in on that one stud right there. And part of the puzzle is once you figure out the sliding puzzle, get the key, the actual puzzle itself shows you what letters to use for this. And since me and my friend are kind of big fans of Bionicle, I decided to just do some Matoran language. So once you have all that set up and you translate the letters, you can put the these sliders on the right letters here. If you put on the wrong ones, this unit won't open up. But once you put on the right ones, you can then slide out the whole thing. So yeah, I mean, if you close it and switch letters, it won't budge. I'll try and include the design in the description. But once you open that up, we can take a look at the actual puzzle unit. The axle turns a rod that connects to some 1x1s with clips, and it kind of just pushes out the sliders. Right there on the right is where the key kind of sits into place. And so for the actual unit, what's on the inside, there's some tiles and a USB. The USB contains just a couple of videos, just in the normal root directory, and that's what you use to play videos onto the actual screen. But those tiles are going to be for him, so just kind of put together real quick, just a couple of pictures. But yeah, so we're going to close that up so we can plug in the USB and plug in the unit to see how this whole thing turns on. So on the top here is this USB slot. It's kind of a tight fit, which is a little bad, but you just gotta carefully wiggle it in. But there's a speaker on the left, and there's the power cord on the right, and we're gonna turn this guy on. So when you plug it in, it takes a couple of seconds to actually turn on, so I can talk about some of the problems with this project. I couldn't figure out how to do any batteries. I can only plug it into a DC wall adapter, so that was one of the problems. The button on the right will safely turn off the Raspberry Pi. It won't go to the next video. It won't shuffle any video. The videos are played randomly on shuffle when the Pi boots up automatically. And I tried to get a button to work so that it could skip to the next video, but I was just having a lot of problems with the GPIO pins. So there's the screen turning on there. But to go to the next video, you technically have to hold down the power button, wait till it turns off, unplug it, and then replug it back in. So that's another issue that I had with this project. If you have any ideas on how to improve this, just leave a comment, I guess. So here's one of the videos playing automatically. This is actually from the game Myst, the blue book, and what you would actually see in the book. But I included, I think, 7 videos in total. 5 of them are just kind of meme slash inside jokes videos. And 2 of them are this blue book video and the red book video. But the speaker works pretty well, actually. I'm pretty happy with how that came out. You can see how this whole thing looks like while the video is on. And like I said, to turn it off, you hold down the power button. And then you wait a couple seconds for the screen to turn white, and then you can unplug it. And then if you want to play another video at random, you plug it back in. And so this is how the whole thing looks together in the actual book enclosure. And now it's just going to play the red video instead. But I think it came out pretty well. The actual puzzle box design, the puzzles itself, and just how the whole thing kind of comes out and separates. Pretty happy with that. Just not happy with the integration with the Raspberry Pi and the electronics. So yeah, this is how it looks, and pretty happy with that. The book enclosure, the hollow out book, we had to cut out a couple of tracks so that the USB and the power can just slide in. We had to also thin out one of the sides because it was just slightly too small to fit the Lego unit. So we sanded that down, got the felt and glued it back in, then nailed it back into the actual cover and the spine. Yeah, came out pretty well. So this is just putting it all back, just resetting the whole thing. Yeah, like I said, if you have any tips or recommendations on how to fix the power issue and the button issue, that would be great if you just left a comment. But that is my Lego Myst book.